It's amazing how people think that eating healthy is complicated and expensive. Really, all you need are very few ingredients. Right now, I'm going to be using some zucchini to make some zucchini strips, and then I'll be doing some honey pork. Now, to start this off, I need just some pork, a few spices. Mostly what I do when I'm pairing my meats with spices is that I use the color of the meat. If it's white meat, whatever goes for chicken goes for white meat. Whatever goes for beef goes for all the red meats. Simple. So all you need is whatever you have in your cupboard. Do what you have. Simple home cooking has to be something you love, something you enjoy. So here I've got some zucchini, I've got some pork, I've got some honey, some water, salt and pepper, and a few spices. Okay, what I need, a peeler and a knife. I'll just remove the top edges of my zucchini. I could cut this into strips, but I'd rather just use my potato peeler and then just have those beautiful strips like that. Right. There's a beautiful gadget that's called a spiraling vegetable spiraler. So you can use that to spiral your vegetables, and your zucchini looks beautiful to have some zucchini noodles. Okay, this is looking beautiful. I've got just a touch of oil in my pan, vegetable oil. You can use some olive oil. So I'll continue to do this until all the zucchini is finished. I'm making some zucchini noodles, and I'm pairing this with some honey pork because I'm trying to eliminate the fact that people think that eating healthy is expensive. Okay, so I've cut my zucchini with a peeler, and I've got these beautiful strips. All I need to do in some warm oil, about a tablespoon, salt and pepper, that's all you need. And then you just let this wilt. Salt, just a little bit. Right, and then my pork, I've got this beautiful fillet of pork right here. All I need to do is cut it into strips across the grain. The beauty about pork is that it's tender. It takes a very short time to cook. So it's one of those meats that I really love, especially on a Sunday. And I'm tired from all the work and school and church, and I just need to relax. So this takes about 5 to 10 minutes tops. So why not? Just cut it. The trick here is just to have almost a similar size so that it cooks evenly. Right. Now, if you don't take pork, you can actually do this with chicken, you can do this with beef, whatever meat you like. I love my pork. I love how convenient it is for me. So, my zucchini is cooking. Let me just increase the heat, okay? Give it a stir and just let it cook down. Right, you can actually just spray some olive oil, put it in the microwave or in the oven for a few minutes, right? I've got some honey, about half a cup of honey. I need about half a cup again of water. Mix this in. I'm doing a honey pork. It's a version of the sweet and sour, but this time much easier. Just a bit of honey, salt and pepper, a few spices. So in goes my spices. Then just give it a mix. I need some salt again in this mixture. Not too much salt, it's not good for your health. Right, so if you want to avoid things like BP and all those other lifestyle diseases, stay away from the salt bottle, stay away from the sugars, stay healthy. Right, then in goes my pork. So as my zucchini is cooking, my pork will be marinating. I need about 30 minutes. You can even do this overnight and then come back and cook this down. Right, So give it some TLC, some love, love, love. Then just let it marinate in all these juices, all this honey, the water, the spices. Just for about 30 minutes or even overnight. And then I'll be back shortly to show you how to finish this off. The good thing about home cooking is that when you're cooking your vegetables, you cook them to your own liking. If you like them with a bit of a crunch, you can just leave them in for a few minutes in the oil and then remove them. But if you like them to be totally cooked through, then you can go a little bit more. So this is coming up. This will form my base for my dish. And you see all that beautiful green. So instead of having noodles, instead of having spaghetti, why don't you go for the zucchini noodles? Now, in the same oil, because I want that flavor of the zucchini to be also in my pork, because this will be paired together. What I'm going to do right now is remove my pork from the liquid. Okay, be very careful when you're doing this. Right, and then into my very, very hot oil. You can hear that sizzle. Means my oil is hot enough, and I just don't want the liquid for now. But I'm not going to discard this. All I do is keep it aside for later, because it's got all the yummy goodness, the honey. It's got all the spices, the salt, the pepper. So cook your pork. All I'm looking for is a browning, some caramelization on my pork. So this can go for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll add in these beautiful juices back into my meat. We're making honey pork. What we did, we took some zucchini, we just cut it with some peeler, made some strips. We also did some strips with the pork, added in some honey, some water, salt, pepper, and a bit of spices. Marinate that for about 30 minutes or overnight, and then cook your pork first. So you can remove it from the liquid into your pan, cook it down until it's golden brown, and then add back the liquid. So I've got some browning on my pork. As you can see, it's beautiful and golden. All I need to do now is take back the juice into the pork. I've got some honey in here. So what this does is it sort of gives that coating of a sticky barbecue sauce. So because honey burns down easily, I need to reduce. Okay. Right. And then just let this reduce until it becomes a sticky sauce. It takes about 5 minutes. Just keep an eye on your sauce. So while this reduces, I'll be just clearing off, and then I'll show you how to finish off this dish. So I've been making some honey pork. All I did was put some honey, some water, a few spices, and then marinated the pork. And then after a few minutes, about 30 minutes or so, I cooked down my pork, then added in the liquid. And now I've got this beautiful sticky sauce. And this will become my main for the day. And I've got a side of zucchini noodles. Okay, so this goes on top. Look how beautiful that is. It's amazing why people think that healthy and good food has to be expensive. Very simple ingredients, just 2 or 3 items, and then you've got this beautiful meal. Right, I'll just close this up. Then I just need a garnish, some toasted oats. You can just put this in the oven for about 15 minutes until you've got this beautiful aroma. Then you just take your oats and then top it up. There we have a healthy, delicious meal of zucchini noodles, honey pork, topped with some toasted oats. In this episode, we're doing all about nutrition. This whole season, I'm looking for the perfect recipes for you to control your health, because your health is your wealth. Now, in this segment, all I'll be doing is some granola bars. I know kids need something to take to school. Moms and dad, you need something to snack on. And you need something healthy to snack on. So we've got the healthiest product on the market, and we're bringing it to you. Glide Time granola. All I need is about 2 cups. In this case, I'll be just using 1 because I used a large container. Then it just goes away. Right. So this is about 2 cups of granola. Now, if you don't have ready-made granola, you can actually toast some oats, put in a few seeds of your choice, sunflower seeds or any other seed to your liking, and then some raisins, because I love a bit of sweetness. Now, the beauty about raisins is that they've got a natural sweetener since they're fruits. These are just dried grapes. I know my daughter never used to like raisins, but she's such a lover of grapes until I told her that this is just one and the same product. So these are just dried grapes. So you can use dried mango, you can use dried peaches, you can any dried fruit of your choice. And then again, put it in there. Now, because I need to stick this together, give it a toss. I need something sticky so I can stick all this together to get that beautiful granola bar. So you could use some honey, about 3/4 cups. About a quarter cup again of oil. Mix this together. The honey, the oil. Now, there's a trick about using substances like honey. Just use a spoon dipped in hot water so that it just glides off easily. I need about a teaspoon again of vanilla. Vanilla essence is one of those beautiful items you can have in the house. It just gives you this beautiful, almost Christmassy feel. I love the scent of vanilla. So, give this a toss. Now the next part is gonna be so much fun because I need to get in with my hands. You know, sometimes when you're working in the kitchen, you just don't need to be one of those people who's so afraid to be messy, because sometimes you need to get messy. Yep. So this is mixed in. I'm making some granola bars, and I've got some beautiful granola from Glide Time. But if you don't have those, you can make yours by toasting some oats, adding some nuts, and then some seeds, some dried fruit like I have in here, and then I've got some oil, some honey, and some vanilla. Because I'll be baking this, I need to line a baking tin. So I've got 2 sheets of baking pepper, and one goes in. The next one goes across. So this helps me have a handle when I'm about to remove my granola from the pan. So I can just hold these 2 edges up and then lift it. So it makes it very, very easy and convenient. So some baking pepper. Some people would prefer using some foil, but for me, baking pepper is much, much easier. Put this aside. So this is, your pan is ready. Your oven should be ready at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's about 150, 180 degrees, somewhere there. You just need to double check those. Just for 15 minutes. All you need is 15 minutes. Add in your honey. You can actually use some peanut butter. That's beautiful. Right, just give it a toss. But like I said, I'm just about to go in with my hands. Just make sure you've got some clean hands. And especially nowadays, we encourage you to sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. We're all about health. We need to keep a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy lifestyle. And this is a beautiful snack you can have on the go for lunch boxes. You can have even when you're watching TV. So then snacking on something unhealthy like potato chips, you've got some granola bars. Now, okay, this goes in to my pan. Okay, so like I did say, I'll be mixing this in with my hands. I need to give it a very hard press, because if you don't press them hard, what happens is when you're about to cut them, they'll just disintegrate. So if you don't like using your hands, you could just use the back of a flat item. Just really press them down. Really, really, really press them down. So these are baked granola bars. You can actually have some that are not baked by using some dates. You can make a date paste. You take your dates and then you grind that up into a paste and then add it in with your granola. Right, I think this is not working as much as I want to, so I'm using my fingertips. I need a very, very hard press. Okay. But, now that works far much better. I'm giving it a very hard press. As you can see, I'm actually exercising while I'm working and having fun in the kitchen. Okay. Now, all I need is to put this in an oven for about 15 to 30 minutes at 180 degrees, and then I'll cut them up into beautiful granola bars. We are keeping it healthy but fun, enjoyable. Things that you can make at home. All you need are very few ingredients. I've got some cream cheese, blueberries, I've got some biscuits from Glytime. They've got some beautiful crunchy cookies, and then I'll be using a bit of pure honey. This is the real deal. The pure honey from Glytime, and then I'm making a blueberry cheesecake. Right. To start this off, I need to melt my margarine. Now, you could do this in a microwave or just put it in a warm pot. Let this melt. And then I've got some biscuits. I've just crushed their beautiful crunchy cookies. They've got a variety of oaties and pumpkin seed, quite a variety. So all you need to do is choose your favorite. All right, so just break this down with a rolling pin. I did this beforehand because it's quite a noisy experience. So I just broke that down, waiting for my margarine to melt, and then I'll add it with my biscuits. In the meantime, I've got some Fino-Whip or some fresh cream. You can use Fino-Whip or fresh cream, and then just whisk this. Now the thing about Fino-Whip is that it's a powdered fresh cream. So I added in some water, you can add some milk, and then it will come to the consistency of your fresh cream. Right, just a little bit more. I just need my fresh cream to thicken up. So let me just do that, and then I'll show you when my butter is melted, my cream has just thickened, and then we'll come back for this recipe. So I'm making a blueberry cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I love that it's dreamy, it's creamy, and it's so easy to make. Just a few ingredients. I've got some cream. I've been whipping some cream in here, and before it totally thickens, I need to add in my cream cheese. It's about 250 grams of cream cheese. And I've got some blueberries. I'll just put in some. Then just beat this all together. Now, I just need to add in a bit of honey. Just a little bit, because I've got such a sweet tooth. But then the good thing is that honey is beautiful in the sense that it's natural sugar. So I can get away with murder. Yep. So this is honey from Glytime. It's beautiful. It's the purest honey I could find on the market. And then just another twist. Beautiful. So this goes away. I'm making a cheesecake, and the beauty about this particular cheesecake is that, one, you do not need to bake it. When I've got my cream in here, my blueberries, it's all looking beautiful. All I need is some oil. I've melted some margarine in here, so a couple of tablespoons at a time into my biscuit mix. This is also some biscuit from Glytime. They've got a beautiful range of different cookies, from oaties to pumpkin seeds, just a whole lot. I'm trying to break down the rest. So you can do this in a blender, makes it faster and easier. So now it's time to assemble my cheesecake. I've got the cream cheese mixture, which is just cream cheese and fresh cream. I've added in some blueberries, blitzed that up. Now I've got some biscuits that I just crushed, added in some melted butter into my tart tray. Again, every time you're doing things like tarts, like crumbles and stuff, you need to tightly pack. It needs to be tightly packed. Otherwise, when you're trying to cut it, it will just disintegrate. I mean English, one of those languages. They disintegrate, so you need to pack them up very tightly. So let me just use the back. This is beautiful. They're actually gadgets meant for your pastries like this. I've got one. I'm not totally sure why it is right now, but you see, the good thing about being in the kitchen is that you can improvise the way you like it. Right. So I don't like too much biscuit on my cheesecake. And then I've got part of the family that does totally like biscuit. So what I'll do is line one half with biscuit at the top because I don't like it. I think this part is going to be mine. So I put the biscuit on this side. I just like a little bit of biscuit on my base, and for me that's enough. Right, tightly pack it. Sometimes some of these things just need your hands inside. Right, that's beautiful. Now you can actually bake this for about 15 minutes in the oven, but because I'm gonna be putting this in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so, I'll just take my mixture and put it on top. Look at that. I've got some blueberries, a blueberry swirl. I've got some cream cheese. I have some cream, some honey for sweetness. But if you don't like sweet, just leave out the honey. I mean, like, this could easily be one of those meals made in heaven. I do suppose when I do get to heaven, I'll find this somewhere there on that grand menu. Yep, because this is beautiful. Just make sure you go all the way to the edges. Look, this is home cooking. It doesn't have to be too perfect. It just needs to be rustic, to be good. Kids will just enjoy knowing that their mom or aunt or grandma has been in the kitchen and it's been all about them. And you know, one thing I love about home cooking is that you can always have the leftovers. Right. This goes into the fridge for about 30 minutes and then we'll be ready to have some dessert. So I've got my blueberry cheesecake. It's looking beautiful. This is a no-bake cheesecake. Very simple. Crush your biscuits, add some margarine, melted margarine, make a base, and then put on your cream cheese that's been mixed together with some fresh cream and some blueberries. And then here I've got a beautiful granola bar. All I did was to take some granola, some mixed fruits. You can take any dried fruit of your choice, some seeds, any sort of seeds, pumpkin seeds, any sort of seeds that you like, and then add it in with a bit of oil and honey for it to stick together. So now I'm just going to cut this into bars. And then we've got a beautiful granola bar. Right. Thank you so much for watching the menu.